or cortisol level or stress. If a dog's never been to the pound before, or the dog's always lived in one family and ends up in a new family, a park, lost, then thrown in the back of a ranger or a person's car and taken to a dog jail with all the other dogs freaking out and crying and yelling, and it's pretty stressful. So their responses, whether it's in a house and there's kids next door, they move to a new area and there's no issues here and you've got a nice quiet house and everything's calm, but down the road 5 blocks there's actually people having an argument, or there's a dog losing it, or a cat getting chased and having a cat fighting a possum out here, or whatever they may do. So by looking at the animal's body language and behaviour, by understanding there's more going on than just those licks inside of us as well. People smoke or drink or run or eat or exercise or whatever it is that they do when they feel stressed. Animals are the same, having a physiological response as well as a internal chemical and biological response. So I hope that helps understanding a little bit more about animals and what these canines specifically for this one. We did work with cats, dogs and horses many moons ago. Yeah, so if anyone's interested in more of these, let us know. We'll keep trying to do our little bit and hopefully go and do some puppy talks and things again. Now we can get out and about. So yeah, thank you very much to everyone who loves animals and is trying to learn, understand, rescue, rehabilitate, learn more about your own, help someone who you think animal needs a bit of help. That's normally the case. Hello. I don't lick you, you don't lick me. I don't lick you, you don't lick me. How's that for a deal? Yeah, that's his happy yawn there, followed by a calming, happy appeasement lick. Hello, Cinderella. How's your tail? We good? So when they've got their tail in the air, means beware. If they look away, means they don't want to play. It's a matter of understanding that each dog does have their own individual language and things along those lines, yet they, like humans, also have a very similar ability to communicate with each other from working around the world in a few different places. Expecting that they couldn't, and then seeing dogs that didn't use English or the same sort of tones, they responded just the same if the emotion or the words that were mentioned were, if you had the same feeling behind the word. It's another reason why we tell people in consults or volunteering or in the street or wherever it is, that instead of using the word no, because in our brain we've got logged in there like imprinting and memories from how many times you've heard the word no or don't do this from your boss, your mum, your dad, your brother, your sister, your neighbour, someone down the street in your life. How many times have you heard the word no or don't do that or whatever it may be? So understanding that if you repeat that word, no, it actually doesn't just mean no to your body and your brain. It does, but it means more than that. It's like when I hear Goldilocks or Sideshow. I used to work in the mines as a serviceman, then still help and volunteer with the puppy stuff and fly back to the Hunter Valley in Australia, Newcastle, and doing that. But when I hear Sideshow, I think of the people that I worked with in the Hunter Valley when I transferred. When I hear Goldilocks, or Golden Haired Brother, that's when I lived up in far northwest Queensland. So those memories are imprinted just from that instantaneous thing. So if I'm saying no to him, instead of saying that and I wanted to pick a word like pineapple, what about pineapple? Pineapple! That's not his naughty word. That's his alert is though. That's not his naughty word. So then when I'm saying to him, stop doing it or go to your whatever the thing is, you reset spot or go and lay down or chill out or sit or just leave it alone. Whatever I'm saying, instead of saying don't do that, leave it, stop it, I still accidentally say leave it all the time. But no and don't are really important ones that are logged in your head from whatever your experience is or whatever the words that for you, obviously. But the thing is choosing words that you don't have an already negative with to give as a negative. For each individual dog should have their own word. So Golden Shepherd, Simba. So this is Mr. Simba. Yeah. You come here. You want to pup? Yeah, so Simba comes to puppy talks and things like this. Good boy, you got a petting? Good boy. So Simba comes to puppy talks and helps kids understand these licks and tail in the air and things along those lines. But when I'm saying his name, if I was to say to him, his opposite is the opposite lion in the Lion King movie, and I'll say it later when I want him to move. But when I say that word, I don't have a negative, and this dog doesn't have a negative. So if I say to him, pineapple, pineapple, that means nothing. But when the last rescue dog I had here, that was its naughty word. Now I'm going to say, stop pawing me, please. How you doing? You doing good? You come here? Thank you. Don't do that, please. So he's doing this as a bit of insecurity there. That's sort of offering, oh, can we be friends? Can we be friends? Can you stop pawing me, please? You're going to get one more. Okay, bad. Baby dog, bad. Yeah. Anywhere else. So that's the same as just sort of like, enough, stop doing that, whatever it is. So when I say that, Simba doesn't get sad about that word. So then if you've got more than one dog, you can say, okay, baby dog, can you move, please? Bad. Now. Further. Yeah. And these ones can keep being happy. So then we're not sending mixed messages. We're having an understanding on what they're really saying. Mr. God, what's your name? Casper. You look like another dog that I had here. I've called him like 5 times. Casper. So basically, his word is a frozen country that is above North America, but a part of the United States next to Canada, really cold, and they have a salmon and polar bears. So that's his naughty word. So if I say that, it doesn't affect any of the other ones. Come here, please. Lay down. Relax. So he's a bit hypo at the moment, just giving his calming lick and chilling out. How you doing? You good? Can you stay there for a little bit? So I'm going to ignore him, and then he's going to move, and then I'll say his naughty word. So if you give them a direction, and every time they're trying to chew something, so if I didn't want them to chew this, which is just teddies or this or whatever it is, if I didn't want them to chew that, or they chew your glasses or your shoes or your handbag or your wallet or whatever it may be, then instead of just picking that up into a pile and throwing it away and coming in and scolding the dog and yelling at the dog, that doesn't really, yes, eventually they're going to figure out that the handbag or the shoes and the wallet and the keys or the glasses or the hat or whatever it may be are a negative, but they're not really getting the understanding of why. And people say that your dog knows they did wrong and stuff. Well, that's sort of, maybe. I think that they get the response from when you look at your glasses eaten or wallet chewed up. The response that you have inside of yourself gives those response that they then sense and fear and look at you. Dogs understand pointing. So when I give a word, okay, can you stop licking, please? Thank you. Okay, go to Alaska, or come back here, or go to Alaska, somewhere else. So his word there, they get a choice of either stop licking or go and lay down. So no matter what your dog's doing, if they've chewed up all of your stuff and you put it into a pile instead of throwing it out, and you get them to go and lay down somewhere, and you say that naughty word, pineapple. And you say pineapple, pineapple, or they're running around, tie them to, if they're outside dog, tie them to a pole. If they're an inside dog and they're going to eat your bathroom, or they're used to it, not brand new, put them in an area where they're restricted, and give them that word repeatedly. So like pineapple, 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 and they know that where they are or what they're doing is associated with that word. The way you then connect it with the stuff that they've eaten or chewed, or I've done, and there's 15 or 20 different ways to train dogs, don't get me wrong. This is just one way that I now use after doing all the other stuff and whatnot. And none of these could get along with either it was people or animals, and I only take ones from rescue groups or pounds or shelters or departments who, because they go through so many, every now and again they fall in love with one that couldn't normally pass that system, with the exception of the Border Collie. Jess, come here. With the exception of this one. He was going to get shot. Jess, come here. Boop, boop, boop. Where are you? You want to be a puppy hat? Jess. This isn't Jess. How you doing? This is Hercules. How you doing, little Hercules? So yeah, so basically, good boy. Very good. Just watching when they meet. That's that circle tail. You might not be able to see it. But basically, yeah, so you go to the object that they've chewed, you keep it in a pile, or then you move them out of their pineapple or whatever else. I have them on a lead, just so that, because they're going to be a little bit freaked out that it's high stress. You're going to be emotional. They're going to be not knowing what's going on. So just to have them on a lead so that they can't run away, and then you get the point. So they're going to be near you on that lead. You're going to go over to the object that they chewed. You're going to pick it up. Well, I pick it up, and I actually sit there and point at this object and say to them, please don't eat my stuff, please don't eat my stuff. Or you'll go to pineapple and point towards the timeout area or the lay down or their bathroom or whatever it is. Dogs understand pointing as actions. There's studies for that, but this is already long enough and should have been stopped ages ago. I just figured whilst they're being here, there's no real noise. It is hot, but we'll try to get as much done and maybe divide it up, but who knows. So once you point at the object, so don't eat, what can we get here? Here we go, here's an example. Puppy brush. So you want them to be happy with the puppy brush, so that's probably not a good example for other people to do. So, but for me, for him. So I go like this, you see the brush, so he'd come back and he'd be on a lead and be connected, and I'd be patting him, I'd be saying, good boy, good boy. They don't really like being patted on the top of the head, they can't see up, that's why he's doing that. But they do like being patted on the side of the face, that's where dogs sort of greet. There's a lot of different theories on patting them under the chin. If it's a brand new dog and you've never met it before, patting it under the chin gives it the wrong impression. There's a guy, Martin, a dreadlock dog guy in Australia. He's got a couple of books out and he talks about it being a submissive act. And he's right, I believe, on the first and initial gestures and things when you get to meet them. Same as the patting on the top of the head that dogs don't like, which a lot of people already know. Once you know them and things, dogs allow it or accept it. Dogs really don't like to be hugged. So I'm gonna put they'll accept this. They don't like, as a rule, and they love you, and if it's your dog and they come over to you or lay on you, that's different. But as a rule, when you put your hands behind their head here, he'll be very good. But in a second, he's gonna start to tell me, because for them, they don't have thumbs. Dogs don't really hug each other, and they can't get away. This is the majority of dog bites and things with known animals occur under these sort of situations. So he's giving all his calming signals, trying to do stuff. And now he's pulling away, he's putting his paw, he's trying to avert and move away. He's got whites of the eyes, if you can see it, and doing his stuff. Good boy. I wanted him to be happy and going, good boy. If I wanted him to be getting used to it, I'd be then putting one hand there and patting this side, good boy. And as he starts to move away, go to somewhere that he likes, then go to somewhere that he doesn't like. Good boy. Lots like butt scratches, some are reactive or responsive. Phoenix, you're not a bird. And that was meant to help with, not that it matters, but we were going to do some silly green screen stuff. You're a funny dog. Can you sit, please? Just there? Wait, Frozen will come here. So he was just there. Stop. Sit. Thanks. Sit there. So that, you settle for a minute. So that was him choosing to walk away, and his words, Frozen. You stay there or you go to Frozen, right? You stay. Thank you. So that's just his option, and as you can see, this one's not affected by that. He's actually listening if he keeps moving or doing anything else. Well, you're not a bird. Why are you making a nest? You're trying to cool down, are you? So yeah, that's the lifting of the paw that he did. I'll try to see if we had it on there, showing the submission. So once you show them the objects that they were chewing, or, all right, for this, I'm gonna, see this? I don't think it was you. See so you're a good dog on the end of the lead, and I'll probably be sitting next to you, and you go to the object they chewed. See this? Don't eat the dog brush, please. Pineapple, frog, whatever the name of the thing. Everyone can have their own individual words. Dogs will get used to the tone, the accents, the things anyhow, the different pitch or whatever the word is for vocalization in humans, talking properly. They understand that different language, different words, different emotion, like my sideshow, my Goldilocks. See this? See this? Don't eat the dog brush, please. So you pat the dog, come back in, put the energy, don't eat my shoes, don't eat the sunglasses or whatever else. Now if they then go over and leave that on the floor or leave that in an area, if they then go over and keep wanting to be near that, or looking at it and they're not averting or showing those calming signals, interaction, intentions, stress signs, whatever words you want to say, body language and behavior, if they're not trying to avoid that pile of stuff that they ate or destroyed, they don't get it. So then you've got to associate this with pineapple a bit more. It's not about forcefully, but dogs understand tone, and by the women and men's different vocal range, often men get more of a response from dogs because of the